Hi guys, this is Cy from Team Sentinel, about to give you a deck profile and update about the ARG State Championships. As you can see, I went to two of them actually, and I managed to top them both. First was North Carolina. I got fourth place there, and I got enough points for my invite to nationals. But then I went the next day to Casey, South Carolina for the South Carolina State Championships, and I managed to get second place. So I got my invite and everything. My name is on the list of invited players, and I ran this deck right here. Now, interesting thing to note, I have all of them. I have 60 points, so I have enough for, I have my free invite. I have all these that I could turn in for my first round bye, and I'm ready for nationals in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The deck that I ran today, sorry, not today, I ran it this weekend, was OTT. Now, of course, this OTT deck is a little weird, so let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and show you my starting Vanguard, Lulu. Now, Lulu, of course, when it's written out, when you ride a grade 3, you can call her to rear guard, and then you can, when she's called to rear guard, you can Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. So, there's her, and I have 4 heal, Lozenge Magus. Rarely ever really use the skill. I would rather have it to guard. It's kind of a minus if I do it that way anyways. And then I have 4 Psychic Bird, 4 Salt Dive Eagle, and 4 Guardian Nike as critical triggers. I have had to use Psychic Eagle and Psychic Bird skill like twice, and it did help a little bit. And it made it where I had a little bit more to field. So yeah, I ran 12 critical 4 heal. As for my grade 1s, I have 3 Tsunagai and 3 Gemini. So I ran 6 AK Vanillas. Basically just Tom coverage. And just their AKs are generally good boosters overall, because it also technically can double as a 16k column, meaning I can hit most things with just those alone. So there's that. I ran 4 Stride Enablers, the Amino Murakumo. I have used the skill to search a couple times, but mainly it was just Stride Fodder. And then I have 4 of the G Perfect Guards. I had debated on using just regular Perfect Guards, but I didn't think that D-Police would have as much traction, and it didn't. I didn't have a single round against D-Police in any of my tournaments. So yeah, I put this in because it kind of needs the unflips anyway, and it helps generally. As far as my grade 2s, I run 2 Kuroi Kazuchi. I did not actually want to run him. That's the sad part. I wanted to run 2 more of this, Promise Daughter. Now, Kuroi Kazuchi, at GB1, if he's boosted, you can counterblast 1 attacking the Vanguard. You can draw a card. And Promise Daughter, what she does is when you attack Vanguard or Rearguard, you discard an Oracle Think Tank from your hand, and she gains 5,000. So that made her easy 3 stages without triggers, without even counting triggers. Then I have 3 of the GB1 12-hit attacker, Shinatsuhiko, and she actually worked pretty well just for being a lone attacker, and I think I want to keep her in here. And I run, obviously, 4 Toms. I mean, why wouldn't you run Toms? He wins so many games. Just cop block, okay, attack, no grade 0s can guard. Boom. Good luck. As for my grade 3s, I ran 4 Susanoo. Susanoo is the one with the stride break. Basically, you ride, stride over it, you counterblast 1, and you get to look at 2 cards from your top of your deck and add 1 to your hand, and the other one back on, and the other one goes on bottom. The GB2 gains 5k and a crit. I have used that a couple times. Only 1 time was it actually successful. But yeah. And this is for when I go second. Normally when I go second, I want to ride her. When I go first, I want to ride Coco. Coco on ride Counterblast 2. When it's placed on Vanguard, if you have 1 or less in your soul, you get to draw 2 cards. And whenever during your turn, if there's no card in your soul, she gains 3. So easy 18k column with Lulu, easy setup, everything. Yeah, when I went first, I aimed to ride her very much just right there off the bat, so I can get some pluses and actually get a little bit more going. Because I know that people are going to be like, oh, I'm going to miss my grade two so that way you can't stride. That's cool. I'll ride Coco and draw three fucking cards for no reason. For no reason. And she's good. Uh, let's go ahead and go into my stride zone. I have three. Soaring Auspicious Beast Kieran. Whenever I hit, I get to look at top two, add one to my hand, and put the other one on bottom. So she's just really good. She's generally your first stride 99.999% of times. Next, you have one Blizza. Now, the only reason I run Blizza is there's two reasons, actually. The first reason is super late game. As my second to last stride, I stride into him, I attack counterblast one, and I get like 6,500, no, 65,000 attacking stride. The second is I can activate Sonoa's GB2 early, which makes it to where I can basically just sit there and pressure you with a 21k and plus one crit column. Then I have four Taki Migazuchi. Basically, what she'll do is you counterblast two and you flip a copy of her up from the G zone, and then you look at, and if there's two or more, you get to look at top four and add two of them to your hand, and put the other two on bottom. So she basically is your selective tanking engine. She is the hugest part of the engine, to be honest with you. The main deck can survive on its own, but this makes it to where it's just makes the whole deck so much more consistent. And I absolutely adore Taki Migazuchi for how good she is. So yes, let's get into this. Basically, at North Carolina, I went first round. I went against Deer Chronicle, and I won. This guy later made it to the top 8 tables. Second round, I ended up going against the Shadow Paladin. He was playing the Revenger Core with the new strides, and I 2-1'd him barely. I actually barely survived the Diablo attack. Then I went to round 3, and I lost against Seekers. It was Wingal Alfred, and he did get me really good. I got 1 and 2'd. Basically, yeah, he made it to top tables as well. So by this time, I'm like, okay, I can't lose anymore, I don't think. I go to round 4, and I face this guy from my local shop, Matt from Team Shenanigans. He was playing Great Nature, and he 2-1 me as well. And so that was my second loss. I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to top now. I'm actually kind of mad. Because we only had 8 rounds of Swiss. We had 48 players at ARG North Carolina. Here's what happened. After that, I proceeded to win. I went to round 6. I faced Aquaforce, and I 2-0'd him. No, wait. It was 2-1. Then I went to round 7. Went against what did I go against? Round 7. I don't even remember. Anyways, I know for a fact I won that. And then I went to round 8, faced Spike Brothers. I 2-0'd it, and they got the break ride combo off twice. And then I was just like, I'm not going to top. I'm not going to top. Turns out the 2 people that beat me and the person that I beat in round 1 all made it to top tables. So thanks to Swiss, I made it to the top 8 tables. And so I go into my top 8 cut. I face off against the only other mirror match there, the only other OTT player there, a person from our local store, and I 2-1 her barely. Game 2, I triple credited her from 2 to 6. Then I go into my top 4. I face against the Great Nature guy again, and he 2-0'd me, getting it on game 2 on a 2 to pass that I laid down in way late game. Just thinking I need to conserve my cards for later, because you never know. With Great Nature, they get them Crayon Tigers and stuff. They can really do some hurting on you. And then he got 2 triggers on me and ended it from there. So I made 4th out of that one. And that Great Nature guy later went on to beat Gilgamesh, who was, by the way, undefeated with Shadow Paladins that whole tournament until the final match, where he ended up getting second that tournament. So I decided, might as well, since one of my friends wanted to go to Casey, I said, you know what, that's fine. We'll go to Casey. We show up. there isn't that many players. We basically started and I was already pretty much top 8. So he ends up getting third. I end up getting a free round win in my top 8, so I'm basically straight top 4. In my top 4 match, I went against the Dragonic Overlord, the Great Blade Master deck, and I 2-1 that. Basically, he did this misplay that cost him in game 3, and I don't know why he did it. I can see why he would want to, but it didn't work. He strode into the ace, and I had 2 toms on board, and he decided to attack my tom with the ace after paying the cost. And I had to break it to him that he can't, stand his vanguard after he attacks a rear guard. It has to be after it attacked a vanguard. The wording on the ace is very similar to almost every single overlord that there is like that. But anyways, I ended up stealing the game the next turn. So I went to my top 2, and I'm facing against a Gear Chronicle player, and he is actually pretty good. His name was Dalton. He's actually gotten the invite too, and he was a really good person. Really, really good. So what he does is he goes and 2-0s me by simply, he got game 1 legitimately. I was about to deck out, and we were going like 30 minutes for that one game alone. Then game 2, he double crits me on the first stride from 3 to 6. And I wasn't even salty because I had already gotten everything at that point. From ARG North Carolina, I got 20 points, and I got some packs, of course. But then I went to that Casey one, and I got 40 points and this token that grants free admission in ARG Circuit event. And I don't know if it's legit, if it worked, because it's 2015 right there. But they had plenty of points to go around, so yeah, I got extra ones. Anyways, this is Cy from Team Sentinel signing out.